Dwarf Fortress tutorials often show you a good way to start a fortress, but tend to omit things you need for long-term survival, like refuse piles and coffins. So I've done some experimentation into how little you need to survive in a sealed-in fortress, and will demonstrate for you. Down arrow to create new world, left arrow smallest, very short, Y to go, enter to accept, down arrow, start playing, region 4, fortress, F for find, left arrow to 1, down arrow, left arrow to 1, soil right arrow to sum, enter to do search, escape to browse results, and the yellow X you might have difficulty finding in the upper left. I'm looking for woods. This says trees woodland, and it has some soil, so that's good. E to embark. Enter, enter, enter. Space to pause. Tab a few times to align my menus. I'm using the arrow keys to look around. This is the size of my world. Greater than to go down a layer. Less than to go up a layer. Q, X to remove building. Escape, DT to chop down trees. I use the arrow keys to move and hit enter at both sides of the rectangle. Now there are trees selected to be chopped down by the woodcutter. Greater than to go down. And using K to look. This is dirt. Escape D to dig. Enter, enter, enter. I'm using enter and the arrow keys to select an area to dig. Escape, space to resume, and the miner digs and the woodcutter chops. Paused. B to build, P for farm plot, U to make it 6 tiles tall, K to make it 3 wide, enter to place it after using arrow keys to move. Zoom, and the farmer created the plot. I hit Q to select the farm plot, A to select spring, plus to select plump helmets, enter, B for summer, plump helmets, D, plump helmets, E, plump helmets, A, B, C, D. Skip, done. B for build, W for workshop, L for still. Enter. Enter to select mudstone, P for stockpile, W for wood, T for custom settings, everything but no corpses, refuse, stone, or wood. Everything else. Escape, C, custom stockpile, enter, arrow keys, enter. Now they will bring everything from the wagon down here. Build, workshop, and for mason. R for Craftsdwarf. Escape, I for zones. Selected a 3x4 zone, and for meeting area, L to assign location, A to add location, I for in/tavern. Escape, done. Do some more digging. X remove designation, since that was wrong. D, dig. There we go. At the mason's workshop, I am going to tell them to build P for coffin. Add new task P 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Escape done. P for pile. Y for corpses. Arrow keys. Enter. Enter. Escape Q. Change settings. Arrow keys to enable refuse. Escape. So now corpses and trash will go in this pile, and miasma will not make it out of that hallway and upset everyone. Mason is done building those coffins. Build. N for burial receptacle. Arrow keys. Enter. Enter. And right arrow, enter, enter. And those coffins are constructed. Use Q to select the coffin. B used for burial. Build workshop. C for carpenter. Enter, enter. Q, select workshop, add new task. V for barrel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Escape. N, down arrow, select manager. Enter. Somebody useless, Datem the Fisher Dwarf. Enter. They are now the manager. That gives me the ability to hit J, M, Q to queue a job, and type through, hit enter, enter for perpetual order. I can also do Q, wood, barrel, make wooden barrel. U for unit list, Z go to unit, P preferences, L labor, enable with the plus keys, farming related, farming fields, brewing, do that for all of them. L for locations and occupations. Right arrow, enter to assign a performer, arrows and enter. Everyone is designated as a brewer, farmer planter, and performer. It is 7th felt site, year 5, late spring, and we have done everything we need to do except seal everyone in. Stockpile looks pretty full, so P, stockpile. You can now see this brewer is brewing, which is great. W to make a burrow, A to add new burrow, enter to define this burrow. And here's the really important one. Include the door. Escape, escape. And for military, A for alerts. Right arrow, enter to activate the burrow. Now everyone will go inside. B, C for walls slash floors slash stairs slash track. W for wall. Enter. Going to select mudstone. Wall is built. It is 28th felt site, year 5, late spring. We are sealed in. And that's everything you need to survive for 10 years. So at 10 years, you will start getting tantrum spiral from all the clothing falling off. So pile X to remove designation. B for build, B for farm plot, enter. Q to select the farm plot. Pigtails. This is a 1x1 pigtail plot. 1x1 farm plot growing pigtail half the year, which is as much as is allowed. Oh, this is very important. M for military, A for alerts. Disable that burrow so the miner will dig. B for build, W for workshops, W for farmer's workshop, O for loom, K for clothier, U for the unit list. Now Z go to unit, farming, plant processing, crafts weaving, and clothes making. And designate everyone for those as well. All right, everyone is designated to do all of the jobs. Now I just need to queue up the jobs. So J for jobs, M for manage, Q process plants, enter, 0 for perpetual, Q weave thread into cloth, perpetual, Q. I am going to just queue up all of these clothing. Make cloth dress, tunic, vest, robe, cloak, trousers, glove, mitten, cap, hood, sock, shoe. Okay, I have now queued up making all of the cloth clothing. And I think we should be good for 100 years. The date is 25th Hematite, year 5, early summer. We have 100 drink, 2 meat, 10 fish, 20 plant, population of 7. There we go. See that miasma from the horse corpse? Didn't even make it out. And I'm going to assign a bookkeeper so I can see exactly what my inventory is. Kosoth. Doesn't matter. S for settings. This is important. Highest precision. So my bookkeeper can keep better track of my inventory. I'm going to do J for job, Q, M for manage, Q, rock, 1, B for build, C for seat or chair. Put it over here. Q, select this chair. R, enter assign chair to the bookkeeper. Escape. N, the bookkeeper. And you can see that they now have a meager office. So now when I do Z status, arrow to stocks, I now have a detailed listing of my inventory. Z for status, arrow to stock. Clothing worn on the upper body is listed under armor. And you can see the brown things on here are the pigtail clothing we have produced. And I think we should be done everything. We'll build some more coffins. J for jobs, M for manage, Q, rock, coffin, 10, escape. So you can see in the stockpile here, we've got all these clothes taking up a lot of space. These are the new coffins. To get these clothes to take up more space, I'm going to make some bins. Escape, J, M for manage, Q, bin, wood, enter, 5, enter, build, N for burial receptacle, Q, B used for burial, A to look at the log. On 16th limestone, year 6 early autumn, I'm down to 77 drink, which is probably limited by storage in barrels. So job manage, Q, wood, barrel, 3, enter. Hey, look at that. 17th limestone, year 7, early autumn. Population is 9. I have a baby and a child. So we have reproduction without bedrooms or beds. The only stick of furniture in the whole place is a single table. That is the bookkeeper's office. I have set the baby child cap to 3 and the strict population cap to 20. I'm hoping that'll give me a nice gradual progression of children. I ran out of drink because all of the barrels were used up by plump helmets, and I have actually managed to produce some footwear. You can see these gold shoes and socks, which is kind of exciting. So you can see from this job menu, I have jobs to create 1 tunic, trouser, sock, and shoe. And if you hit C for condition, you see that it restarts if completed, checked seasonally. So the job only happens once per season. To create these jobs, to make these clothes, Q, cloth, tunic, 1, enter, Q, cloth, trousers, 1, enter, Q, cloth, sock, 1, enter, Q, cloth, shoe, enter, 1, enter, C for conditions, minus, escape, C, minus, escape, C, minus, escape, and then they're ready to go. The date is 13th Timber, year 12, and I have gotten them to produce footwear, so the gold shoes and socks. The date is 8th Slate, year 16, which means it has been 11 years since I embarked. Most interestingly, this is, I believe, the entire history of combat, and none of my people have fought at all, which is great. Worried, lonely, restless, uneasy, bored, uneasy, lonely, bored. but they're not drawn and haggard. They're doing all right. I think this is going to last. 64 years after embarking, the bookkeeper had become haggard and drawn due to the tremendous stresses placed on her as a result of being haunted by the dead. So she murdered everyone. So I believe the haunting was caused by ghosts from people outside the fortress, like migrants and merchants. So build slabs for people outside your fortress. And the other big thing I learned in this process is it's very useful to keep your food and drink in separate stockpiles so one doesn't take up all the space for the other.